Thank you for joining us here at the Wind River Valley Arts Guild. Today we are paying tribute to two of our organization's founders, and two of the best artists ever to come out of Wyoming, Mary and Joe Back. Joe Back was born in Montpelier, Ohio on April 12, 1899. Joe's father was a doctor who traveled the countryside making house calls for his patients. Joe was introduced to horses at an early age because of his father's practice. Their mode of transportation was horse and buggy. Following the death of his father and a move to California, Joe struck out on his own, landing in Douglas working as a ranch hand at the Fiddleback Ranch. With the United States entry into the Great War in 1917, Joe enlisted in the Navy. Discharged in 1919, Joe would return to the Fiddleback Ranch until a large roundup by the Diamond G Ranch would bring Joe to Dubois. Here, Joe would start to lead pack trips for guests into the Tetons. One of these guests was a staff artist with National Geographic named Luis Agassi Fuertes, who, according to Wyoming Game and Fish, when he saw Joe's sketches, he encouraged him to attend the Art Institute of Chicago. While attending the Art Institute of Chicago, Joe would make his first encounter with Mary Cooper. After a few years, the couple would marry in 1933. Struggling through the Great Depression as a new couple, they leaned on each other to make ends meet. In 1935, they packed up and moved back to Dubois, purchasing the Lava Creek Ranch where they operated a small dude ranch. In 1940, they sold the Lava Creek Ranch and purchased the Rocker Y, increasing the size of their operation. When the U.S. was thrust into the Second World War, the Backs answered the call to aid the war effort and went to California, where Joe was a welder in the shipyard, while Mary worked as an aircraft mechanic. To fulfill their dreams of being full-time artists, the Backs would sell Rocker Y and, in 1946, move east of Dubois, where they built their gallery. Among their different ventures into the visual arts, the Backs also wrote. Joe would go on to write Horses, Hitches, and Rocky Trail, one of the premier guides on horsepacking. Mary, for her part, would write 7.5 Miles from Home, the name and contents of which were inspired by the walks she would frequently take. Joe Back passed away on September 7, 1986. This was a catastrophic blow to Mary. She had lost her husband, her best friend, and her lifelong partner in all affairs. Despite the loss, Mary continued her work with the Wind River Valley Artists Guild and maintained her habit of walking and bird watching along the Wind River, but she had lost much of her desire to paint with Joe's passing. Mary Back died on May 28, 1991, but the legacy of Joe and Mary Back lives on through their artwork, writings, and in the fond memories of countless friends. If you'd like to view the Backs' artwork and learn more about their history, please visit the Wind River Valley Arts Guild Gallery on 20 Stallknocker Street in Dubois, Wyoming. Our permanent collection prominently features the Backs' artwork year-round, and once per year, we hold a tribute exhibit. For exhibit information, hours, directions, questions, comments, or concerns, please visit our website, wrvag.org. Thank you.